Just follow the road. It's gonna lead you right to me.
You both got your start on Broadway, and now you're a part of maybe the biggest Broadway to Hollywood adaptation I can remember. You're everywhere. You're on every street corner. You're in my algorithm. I mean, it's a lot. How is it for you guys to be in the center of all this?
We're following you guys home and into the cereal boxes, and you look under your bed, and we're like, "Hi, have you seen it yet?"
You know, all of that stuff.
Sorry
Yeah.
about it.
But it's been insane and wonderful, and we're really, really lucky to be a part of this huge, legendary thing that has come, made by architects such as Kristin and Adina, and we're just sort of the babies that get to carry on this legacy.
You both know what it's like to be in a Broadway company and to sort of come from that world. And you think about Wicked and how long it's run and how many actresses have gotten to do these roles and say these lines and sing these songs. What do you want them to know about this project and what this means to you?
Well, I think that we carried them in our hearts every step of the way.
Very much so.
We were a part of this big family.
Yeah.
Glinda and Elphaba, we get to share forever with these beautiful performers, and so many women have loved them the way that we love them, and we're lucky to be a part of that family.
And then our intention was to really take care of them and, keep the legacy going on for them and us as well. Yeah.
And they've been so beautiful with us.
They've
been so supportive.
Truly.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be here? I mean, this movie is about to be handed over to the fans that you know very well. You know these Wicked fans. How does it feel to now be handing it to them?
Really good. Full circle moment. I can speak for Adina. We both feel very proud. I just hoped that they would do a movie one day, and then I hoped that I would be alive to see it. And I'm alive to see it, and I'm so happy. I'm very emotional about it. Very emotional because those girls are, they are singing. We knew they'd be great singers, but the acting, that's what I always care about more than anything. And that's what I'm so happy. The story is the star. Jon did such a beautiful job in giving homage, a love letter to our show.
You've been working on this for a very long time. You know what these Wicked fans are like. What's it like to think that you're handing this to them?
It's so fun. I have the best job in the world. I can't really say that in front of all the cameras, but between you and everyone there, you guys know, I've been waiting for this movie for 20 years. I'm like, why are they not making it? I knew exactly what to protect, at least in my mind, and I knew what it needed for me in the movie. So the fact that we got to do it, and I didn't know if other people out there who love musicals and love this musical would agree with me, and maybe they won't on everything, but it's been really fun to hear their feedback. I mean, to have them cheering on their feet for Defying Gravity at the end. Cynthia and Ariana are a revelation. You think you know them. All this stuff when we first hired them, it was like, they wait until they see what they can do, because I've seen it in the room. And now that's on Captured Forever, I'm just so blessed and very, very thankful.
I don't know about part 2, but part 1, it's very pure to the original on stage. You didn't stick in new songs to win another Oscar. You sort of just kept it with what people know and love about it, and it really honors sort of the original in a beautiful way.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, we just wanted to tell our story. I think people know by now that there are actually 2 new songs in the second movie, but that's because the story that we were telling demanded them. In the first movie, it really didn't. I mean, some songs are expanded a bit and re-examined, obviously, to work for this story. But yeah, we weren't looking at about let's stick something in and maybe we'll get an Oscar nomination. And it wasn't how anybody was thinking.
Is it nuts to think that moving forward, people will be like, Fanny, I want to play Fanny and Wicked on stage, and then it's like, there is no Fanny.
There is no Fanny, and listen, the range is either me, is from Sutton Foster to me. Sutton Foster read for her in the original table read for Wicked, and then it's me. I feel like there's such a wide berth there. Anyone can play Fanny. Anyone can play Fanny.
Isn't that crazy that you're Bach? I mean, for so many people now, you will be their first Bach.
That is really nuts. And it's really meaningful to me knowing how important my first Bach was. Chris Fitzgerald is somebody that I've looked up to forever. And I think I would be lucky to walk in his footsteps. No one can be him. So he meant so much to me, and to think that there's anybody who would even get a little taste of that with me as Bach is really moving and kind of overwhelming.
When you're dealing with the world of Oz, obviously it can be anything. I mean, when you're developing a language for that, obviously Wayne Salento developed a very specific language for Broadway. What is it like? Where do you start?
Music first and foremost, and the story, which is all baked into the music from the original creation of it all. And then I really started tapping into the cultures of the different, from Munchkinland to Emerald City to, kind of what's baked into the L. Frank Baum's books. It's Oz, so the language can be anything, and that was probably the hardest part, to settle in on a movement, because you're like, I could do anything. I don't want it to feel familiar, but dance is such a human thing. I think there's always going to be a level of it that is human. Yeah.
You've been working on Wicked in your day-to-day life for the entire time.
Yes, indeed. I supervise all of the companies of the show around the world, and then we've been. I guess it's been 24 years since the first reading that we did of Act One, and here we are again, 24 years later, doing Act One in this massive new version.
You've watched so many actors inhabit these roles and say these lines and sing these songs and keep it going all these years, and now we have two beautiful leading ladies in this movie. Talk about that legacy a little bit. I mean, because there is just it's such a big part of our community, this show, when you just think about the family of Wicked.
Yeah, and when you think about it, really, when Wicked came, I don't know what year YouTube started, but it was soon after.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We opened the show on Broadway, and then everyone started to, experience all of the different Elphabas and all the different Glindas and who sings this and who sings that and what choices people are making and all this stuff. And now these two brilliant women bringing this extraordinary story, to life. I will say that it pays such tribute to the original, but really passes it on, and they bring so much to it that just is so unique and so thrilling to me.